called a multitude of locations, and out of all the attempts to get solutions, the only one that will seem to give me a little help is Metrocare. I've called all around to domestic violence places. I'm blacklisted. What's your position?
I am a QMHP. I'm a case manager.
You're what?
A case manager at Metrocare.
Okay. Do you help with domestic abuse? If I'm, what kind of case management can you give for that? Because I saw a printout of all the ways that you assist, but was deprived of any of that help and support.
Are you needing, to leave a domestic violence?
Yeah, I reported it to multiple different staff. They covered for it and put me in sober living environments and halfway houses that were abusive.
Oh, okay. So those didn't help at all then?
No, they haven't. They've been doing it for years. One of them, Akia, even deprived me of housing altogether, forcing me to live in a tent in the cold.
In the cold?
Yeah, it was 24. You offered 24 emergency housing, right?
Oh.
You don't know, and you're a social worker?
No, I do not know.
Okay, so you came to offer me services and you don't know what you offer?
I know what I offer, but that's not from what the email has sent to me. This wasn't what was.
Okay, you came to give me housing, and you don't want me to know the housing you offer? You just called and said that you had call me to assist with housing?
Because that's what was told to me. So
but you came to call to assist in housing, and you don't know what you offer for housing?
No, I didn't. Did you ask me what I offered?
I did. I said that don't you guys offer 24-hour emergency housing, and you wouldn't comment, and you called me for housing assistance.
Okay, ma'am. So how can I help you? Can you?
I don't understand how I keep getting these phone calls for assistance and never get it, and they don't know what the services they offer. If you can abuse the government and power that you have to arrest someone low key to offer services they never get is a form of abuse. So how can you assist with housing if you don't know how you can assist?
I have housing resources, but as part of for domestic violence, I don't know. I can find them out for you, though.
Okay, so you called and you're with Metrocare and you give 24-hour emergency assistance and you don't know how you do it, and all you can do is offer referrals instead of the services that you offer?
Are you asking for a 24-hour emergency housing?
Yeah, I did. And I mean, you're saying you don't know the services you offer. You called me for housing. I already asked that. That's why you called.
Right. So I'm trying to understand to see exactly what you need. If you're needing long-term housing, or do you just need a place to stay for the night?
Both, because I'm in an emergency situation that the government's involved of and it lists parties to conspire with.
Okay, so just because I think we're on the wrong foot right now, I don't know what you and Akia have talked about. I have not talked to Akia yet.
We're talking about what you can offer today. You asked me what you can offer, and I said that I need emergency housing. I'm in a domestic violence crisis, and you're supposed to offer 24-hour emergency housing on this phone call?
Are you asking or are you telling me?
I get abused and mistreated, ma'am. I'm not quite sure why a multitude of parties for years call and dangle services that I never get that would be sadistic and toxic and abusive. And abusing your power, saying that your CPS workers, news people, and all kind of other people has to be a crime, but the police won't investigate it. So if you call me for housing, ma'am, are we going to get down to the services you're willing to provide? And I think a huge part of being able to assist is knowing the services you offer.
Right. So we offer housing. It just depends on what type of housing.
Okay. So what type do you have? Any kind, ma'am. I'm in a domestic violence crisis that involves the government.
Okay. So I'm not sure what's going on with the government, but do you have any type of income right now?
No. Okay. Oh, I do have a little income.
Do you know how much that is?
Okay. I have a place right now, but my abuse, I can't get out of it. And each avenue I take to escape the abuse, it's interrupted. I already had a job and started building my life finally back up, and it's interrupted as it has been for years. So I'm afraid if I can't get the party that's terrorizing me and the government under control, the same pattern will just follow me. It will just get interrupted until people get the consequences for committing these crimes. So can you advocate? Are you a case manager?
Yes, I'm a case manager.
Okay.
Where are you staying? Who are you with right now? Who is doing this? I need the company name.
Okay, they asked that. Jason Gardner, Vivid Images, but we never kind of get to the solutions. It just wastes time and plays games years and just plays with my emotions, and it's like I'm getting taunted to not get solutions.
I completely understand that. Can you
good.
me?
I'm sorry?
Can you spell it for me?
Jason, Joson, Vivid Images, Baton Rouge. Vivid Images, Baton Rouge.
Image.
You get it?
Yes.
Okay.
So, something else, correct?
Right. So, what location are you with?
Lancaster Keys.
Okay. So, you can find me the 24-hour, yes, because I've been getting deprived of services for years. So, you can find me in a safe environment so I can go temporarily and get support. Because every location I go to, he's controlling it. So then after that, then if I can get long-term housing, that'd be great until these people are racking up felonies, sabotaging my life with no consequences.
Okay, so are you able to leave today?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. You've been talking to numerous of people asking for emergency housing, and nobody has gotten you emergency housing?
For years. When I finally got assistance, for domestic violence, they put me in Salvation Army, which was controlled and abusive. I tried to leave that toxic environment because they did all kinds of things people wouldn't believe. Then I was set up and detained on criminal circumstances, which the police denied investigation for, which was captured on camera footage. Then after that, trying to flee the domestic violence situation and housing was deprived altogether, forcing me to live outside in a tent, going through this terror. Then they concocted that I need to go to a sober living place, which was also abusive, with no drug addiction. Then they also concocted another halfway house for a woman fleeing for her life in a domestic violence crisis that involved the government.
Okay, so everything that you've basically been to just has not worked out. They've been abusive.
Right, I have it recorded. I had to develop a whole YouTube channel for all these unbelievable circumstances. They deprived me of services, tampered with mail, deprived me of mail at a certain multitude of locations, which is a felony crime.
Okay.
But right now, the solution that you're coming up with, you will assist in me with housing. What kind of housing programs do you have there?
So I could also put you in a boarding home as well, but
I'm not being heard. I'm not being heard like housing to have your own apartment and things of that sort.
Okay, so if you want, I have a list of low income housing. The only thing I can say with those, most of those are on a wait list. They have a wait list going on. That's the only.
Okay, so why did Metrocare stop placing people in environments and hooking them up and helping them, assisting them with applications and placing them in locations? Why did they stop doing that, as well as all other avenues of housing that I've experienced? Why did they stop placing people on waiting lists?
Why they stopped placing people?
Yeah, now they're forcing them to call counterfeits and get housed themselves. Why did case managers and social workers stop doing that?
Honestly, ma'am, there's been a lot has changed with Metrocare services, and
all services stopped when I got in my abuse, ma'am. Now they no longer assist and force you to call counterfeits on your phone. They used to hook you up and set you up for housing programs. They all stopped, ma'am. Everywhere I go, they no longer do it. And depriving someone of housing is against the FBI investigates that. You can't deprive a citizen of housing.
And I completely understand that, but for some reason...
Well, that's what's being done, man, because there's housing solutions and programs to keep people housed, and I'm being deprived of it, and the FBI investigates that. But I can't get investigation. That is against the law to deprive someone of housing, and that has been done for years.
Depriving you of housing.
Ma'am, we're deflecting. You said that you can give me numbers to call. That's not doing anything. You're depriving me of the housing resources and placement that you offer there.
If I'm offering to help you work on it. I told you I have a list of resources. I didn't say you have to do it by yourself.
Right, but your responsibility of placing me in an environment and getting me housed, nothing is being done with a multitude of people not doing that. Giving me numbers instead of your job responsibility and placing me with housing, that is the problem here. You're not doing your job responsibility by placing me and getting me placed in housing. You're putting it on me by you not doing your job responsibility, as they've done years, depriving me of housing. So I was forced to live in the streets in a tent because people would not do their job task and lie to me blatantly to keep me in jeopardy, as they have been for years. So I want to concentrate on why every location I go to is depriving me of housing, which is a crime.
We're not.
That's against the law.
resources personally.
No,
ma'am.
that's not how it is, ma'am. I don't know why people would blatantly lie to me. Police departments, witness protection, a multitude of people would blatantly lie and keep me in jeopardy as they've done years. You place people, you have 24-hour emergency housing, and I don't know why you would not be dishonest about that. As well as a multitude of other caseworkers. That's a crime.
Why would I be dishonest?
Well, what solutions? I asked you what kind of housing programs, and I've been deprived of that education for years at all locations, which is against the law.
So when you talk to Akia, what?
I'm not sure what you're doing today, ma'am. You call me as well as a multitude of other people to dangle services that I never get. That's abusive and sadistic.
Okay, ma'am. Well, if I can't help you, then I'm sorry.
You haven't helped me, ma'am. Hello? Hello? She hung up. So, the arguments, this is the stage arguments and abuse. Because he's sadistic. He likes the distress. So the abuse was way worse. We're talking about family members cussing you out when you're already desperate for affection and help. We're talking about other people on the streets that you don't even know, setting up abuse for that, tortured, threatened, assaulted, covering for the police trying to report, terrified for your life, chaos. They assault and arrest too, and give criminal trespass in vital locations that you need to help save your life, to interfere in you fighting for your life. So this is just a video diary. They're not going to allow it. The government's behind it. I hope that I'm establishing a pattern, which I'm trying to do. I know these are a lot of recordings, but someone is controlling my calls, and you have to see it to believe it.